Hello everybody, it's TMOG 217. Welcome to a LEGO Star Wars set review. Time to look at set number 75342, the Republic Fighter Tank. This is a set that released on April 1st of 2022. It contains 262 pieces and 4 minifigures. So here is the Republic Fighter Tank. Keep in mind this is a 7+ based build, so it is going to be quite small in terms of the details and whatnot. But with that said, this is an okay model. Like, it's very well structured. It doesn't feel like it's going to crumble apart in my hands. It does heavily rely on a lot of stickers, though, some of which I think could have been prints, like this Republic logo. They use it on a 2x8 tile. I think if they just put a tiled 2x2, made that instead of a sticker, that would have been beneficial and still had the same message across if they just split it into 2 more parts. Again, with the sticker pieces, this cockpit front piece, very much heavily stickered. Even this little piece right here stickered, feels like it should have been printed, but it wasn't. And even so, with that area, these rounded tiles are pretty easily flicked off of here. They're just there to round off the top. And that is my next point, which is the spring-loaded shooters, on how easy it is to trip those things. With where you put your hands to position on this build, they are fairly easy to trip off. Like, they're sticking that much apart from the build, and they're that easy to trip off, which is one of the reasons why I personally won't be displaying this build with spring-loaded shooters, because I can't stand when LEGO makes them way too accessible to fire, regardless of them including an extra one. So anyway, there are some stickers on the side of the turrets that have the spring-loaded shooters. You can position them all the way like that on both sides. Feels a little bit of a weak build because, I mean, like, it's just a Technic pin holding it in place. I get that it gets the job done, but I can't help but feel if I'm a kid playing with this, or if I drop this off the shelf, the Technic pins would snap. So that's just me, though. You do have the Musketeer sword as antenna at the top there. Kind of weird that they use the double jumper piece at the top there. I think maybe just, I don't know, a stud or something like that. Just having that exposed stud is a little weird looking to me. Anyway, flipping up this piece right here, the hatch, you have enough space to fit a singular minifigure, and there is a printed console right there, which is kind of nice, and the figure just sits in right there. He can hold a singular blaster out of the tank, and you can't really close the hatch with him in it, whether you have him sitting there or not, which is kind of unfortunate, because that's one thing I think would be cool is if you could close the hatch with the figure in it, but alas, you can't, unfortunately. And regarding to that cockpit piece that we were talking about a few seconds ago regarding the excessive amount of stickers, you flip that down using the skeleton arm pieces, which I think they should have included an extra of, because it's a droid arm of sorts and those can break, especially with how much wear and tear you're going to get out of this. And you have enough space to fit a singular minifigure to pilot the figure, which, you know, purple clone, it's a clone trooper. It's a trooper that also doubles as the pilot for the vehicle. And that fits in there kind of nicely. It's a little bit snug. He can fit in there with the blaster in there. I do think it's a little bit weird that he doesn't have a control panel, because he's supposed to be controlling the main proportions of the vehicle. It's hard to imagine that when he doesn't have like a tile of sorts or something like that. Just something to show that he's controlling the vehicle. I think if they went through that extra step, it would have meant a lot to builders such as myself. And one of the most confusing features regarding this build, to me at least, is the hatch on the back. This whole section can flip down so that you can position the clones exiting the vehicle for whatever reason. That feels kind of useless to me. It doesn't make sense, because who's going to be displaying it like that? Yeah, if this was a bigger build, fine, but it's just weird to me, and I don't know why there's such an excessive amount of open space here. Maybe if you could shove the third purple clone in here, but who's going to do that? Who's going to do that? You know, I'd rather display the purple clone. So I think this could have been used as a storage container. Like, you could have included some crates or anything like that to store in there. Definitely enough room to fit an idea like that, but it's just, this whole back flap just seems a little bit pointless to me. The build itself also can roll around because there are wheels on the bottom, which has been the main technique used from other Republic fighter tanks from my research. And it doesn't really roll around that well in a straight line on a wooden surface, just kind of drifts a little bit. So at least it's something more than what you would normally get from a Lego tank, I guess. But anyway, there's nothing really much else to say about this build, so yeah, let's just have a look at the figures. For the first two minifigures that are included in this set, on the left you have the 187th Legion Clone Trooper. This figure is currently exclusive just to the set as of the time of this recording, and he's basically your generic army builder clone trooper for this set. Very much detailed. Like, I'd go as far as say, in terms of like the third generation of, I believe third generation of clone troopers that have been released for design, this is the most detailed looking, and I definitely like the look of it. The head underneath is the new head for the clones that were introduced last year as the time of this recording, and yeah, pretty cool figure. And then on the right you have the 187th Clone Commander, or the Airborne Trooper. So yeah, this figure is a little bit different compared to the Clone Trooper. He does have a blaster rifle that uses the candle piece as an extension for the barrel, and he's supposed to have some cloth piece on the sides, which is printed. I really don't like when LEGO does that. It's a missed opportunity for extra detail on the figure. Definitely cool to get this unique helmet mold. It's the first for me, at least, and the facial expression is the same as the other clone, because, you know, they're just clones. But yeah, definitely interesting that LEGO went with this design for 187th Clone Troopers. I've seen the arguments from both sides that this is Hasbro's design, and LEGO made this for whatever reason. I'm not complaining. This design looks really cool compared to the official one that was shown in the Clone Wars series. So, interesting that they went with a design that were based off of Hasbro's own action figures that they came up with, so just cool figures overall. Anyway, let's have a look at the next figures in this set. For the next two figures, we get two of the battle droids that are in this set. It's just your generic battle droid with a gunmetal gray blaster, and you also get Mace Windu in Clone Wars attire. So this figure has only an exclusive torso with some arm printing, which looks really nice. However, my copy out of box has a little bit of a nick on the printing on one of the arms. So great job, LEGO. But yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the same with everyone else's copy of the set, but just a little nitpick of mine. I love the arm printing. Very much cool. You would think that just the arms are exclusive, but we'll have a look as a quick comparison to the one that was in the UCS gunship, but the legs and the head are the same. But comparing it to the UCS gunship figure, if you look really closely, you can see some differences with the belt on both figures, as well as this one has dirt scuff marks on it compared to this one, and that's just on the front. On the back, pretty much same story, different belt, and there is dust marks on one and not on the other. So there is actually differences in the torsos from the two figures. Kind of is unfortunate that the Republic fighter tank variant is probably the cooler one compared to the UCS gunship one, so that's a little disheartening for owners of the UCS gunship, in my opinion. Anyway, let's have a look at what else this set includes. Taking a quick look at the instructions, you have the box art, which looks a little bit too excessive. I think if they enlarged the image, it would have gone a long way, because this feels like a little bit too much of an open space. You have the QR code if you want to build the set digitally, and flipping open, you can see a little bit of what the build process was for this set, other than what I've already gone over. But yeah, flipping all the way to the back, thought I would quickly mention that I love the progress bar of Mace Windu, but yeah, flipping all the way to the back, it just shows how you could display the fighter tank, along with a parts listing that goes on for 2 pages. Then you had advertisements for the other LEGO Star Wars sets that were released in 2022, essentially. And then you just have a win at the back. In terms of extra parts, this is what I got in my copy of the set. Overall, this is a pretty interesting build. It's not too bad, but it's not too great. Again, this is 7+ based. I can see a lot of people just buying this for the figures to army build. You know, you give Star Wars fans a set that contains unnamed figures, and they'll army build it. I think still, as the time of recording, this set is still out of stock, so I definitely congratulate anyone who's able to get their hands on this set. Builds nothing too special, and if you're wondering, for those who do own the AAT, this does size up quite nicely when compared to the AAT that was released last year. So if you wanted to have these essentially battling each other in a army setup or whatever, this goes great together. I think the box art should have been flipped for that purpose, because the AAT is facing to the left as well as this one, and I think it would have given that battle pack vibe if the Republic fighter tank was flipped on facing towards the right. Anyway, those are just nitpicks of mine, final thoughts kind of thing. Yeah, definitely great army builder, pretty mess set, definitely has its flaws, but for someone who it's their first Republic fighter tank, it'll get the job done. Anyway, those are more or less my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Anyway, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you all in a future video. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.